Let's test the function we just created. Before we start, we need to prepare the data. I created an Excel sheet, and over here is a list of values that we're going to input. And the second column will be the average value, and the third column will be the standard deviation. For example, so I'm going to make this Excel sheet a little bit smaller, and then adjust the window of the MATLAB. And also I'm going to adjust the command window so that I can see the answers. So first of all, before we enter any values, we need to reset the function. To reset it, we just need to enter the variable value as reset. So once we did that, so the internal persistent variables will be resetted to the initial values. And next, we're going to test the standard deviation as well as the mean value calculated from the function. So we use x to get the average value and y to get the standard deviation. And we're going to enter 1 at the first value. So if I enter 1, and you will see it's the average value will be 1 and the standard deviation will be 0. That's correct. So now we just need to go on to the next, which is 2. And you will see it's 1.5.707. And the next will be 3. It's 2 and 1. So next will be 3 again. It is 2.25 and 0.9574. Okay. And the next will be 2. It will be 2.2, 0.8367. Then the 3 again. 2.333, and the standard deviation will be 0.8165. So the last will be the value 5. And we will see that the average value was 0.7143, and the standard deviation is 1.256. It's 1.2536. Okay, up to this point, we can confirm that the function we just created is correct. Next, what we're going to do is to use a debugging feature to see how the persistent values is reserved. First, let's do the reset. So it should be run, stats, reset. And before I hit the enter, I will set a breaking point in the function. So when I hit enter, it will pause here. So this is the statement that the MATLAB is going to execute next. So let's do the step by step. So you see, it actually reset those values. And up to here, you will see that the n and the sum x and sum x2, they all initialized to zeros. And also you will see the other two values entered as AVE and also the standard deviation, STD. So if I hit continue, before I hit continue, I just let you to check the workspace, and those are the list of variables used by the function. However, after I hit continue, the execution of the function finishes, the workspace will disappear. And here you go. You see, we have the answers, X and Y. Those are from previous work. All right, so the next is that I'm going to clear the workspace. All right, and then I'm going to enter the values. So the first value to enter will be 1. So once I hit enter, because I set this breaking point, so it will pause here. And this time it's not resetting, it will move to the next. And just keep in mind that when you look at here that we have the 3 persistent variables, so the previous values are preserved. So if I do this, and then you will see the changes of these 2 values, so they all go, the n is the 1 value, sum x and sum x squared will be 1. And then if I hit continue, when it finishes, you see the workspace disappeared. And the next is if I run it again with the second value as 2. So if I hit enter, you see those persistence values come back. So it's 1, 1, 1. And this x will be the 2 because this is a value we just entered into this function. And the same way, if we do step by step, you will see the changes of these 3 persistent values. And then it will calculate those average value and standard deviation, and then exit if I hit continue. So this is about the debugging of the function, and also a demonstration of how the persistent variables work. And if you choose persistent variables, those variables will be created in the functions workspace. However, this workspace will be preserved, and which means the persistent variables in the workspace will be preserved when the function exits. Next time, when the function is called, those persistent values will be restored, so that you can use those values for the next function call.